3 players, and they don't check in completely.
Oh, YEKINDAR will get caught for it. That's a decent kill. Buster caught ding down as well. Hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
He's
no.
low. He's dead. The AK's in Magisk's hands, and Flit has got a clutch against an eco. Dupreeh will get caught off guard. It's a 1v1 with a T-side player to save it, but it's an eco steal from Magisk to make it a 16-13, a 2-0 victory for Vitality. As it all comes down to these defenders, or is it the rap call? 13 seconds. It comes up to misutaaa. It comes up to Dupreeh still. Time's running too short. Kicker overwhelms one. Dupreeh there. SMG catches the ball carrier. No, he doesn't. Big round for the Outsiders. Vitality still buying back into this one. It seems like every round is a big round for the Outsiders. They're barely getting it on the board. The economy's wrecked. The bomb plant bonus, however, enables a buyback for the T side, and Magisk is going to use it to perfection. YEKINDAR fallen first, Buster back in second, boost, and dealt with 2 easy faces and 2 easy frags, forced to save out for the Outsiders.
Simplicity. We've seen the way that Vitality have been able to gain top, but he's got teammates with him. Outsiders are running into a trap here.
Julie standing by. Dupreeh gets away with one decent frag. Apex is trailing back. Dupreeh doubles up, trying to make it a chip, and if possible, the headshot's perfect. He's finally overwhelmed, and misutaaa has it covered against Jame, who will eventually fall. A nice, confident, clean pistol for Vitality. Brackets entering misutaaa at the corner against Kicker. All important kills. The CTs are caught on the rotation. We'll just go ahead and rotate right back. Magisk can catch a trade, so it'll be a 4v3.
And now, what's going to happen with the rotators? Do you stay at A? Do you stay at B? ZywOo's going to get pressured in. There's a player out to the apartments too from Flair.
Doesn't try and act towards the response. He could have called that trade there, but opts against it. ZywOo caught looking the wrong way. A second shot misses. He gets tagged up, but only by so much. Dupreeh trying to bail him out, but ZywOo can only last so long. 18 seconds. They've got to get the bomb down to the site, and Dupreeh is repositioned all the way back in the box corner. Buster checks it, still falls, as does YEKINDAR. And it will be a triple for Dupreeh as well. A quadra in the round, and a 12th round of that for Vitality, building up their lead at last.
Oh, mate, that is what we've come for. What a round out from Dupreeh. The way that he's able to sneakily maneuver through that moto smoke into the bomb site, low on HP, 34. It doesn't even make a difference. He ends up with a triple and a massive round that gets Vitality.
Straight Angels here for the Outsiders. Smoke's coming in. James going to get boosted up once again, or at least attempt to do so. Look to the site. Kicker expecting a counteraction boost. Flashes in or duck down. Apex will get caught. The shot misses. James going to fall away. Buster can find the trade back. 7 seconds. Bomb's got to get denied. misutaaa will fall for it, but Magisk locks in the site. James connects the shot, and Dupreeh is left alone. Planted away from him as well behind the box. Is not here for long. And as soon as the CTs realize where he is, they should be able to secure the defuse from that. One player crossing shot. 3 AKs on a forced buy back. Vitality win this. They probably get to 14.
You feel for Buster and Qikert in that round. They found so much impact with those kills towards top of Banana, and it didn't make a difference. And now the AWP actually gets caught off guard by a wide swing.
For Apex, struggling, running and gunning, dealt with by YEKINDAR. Magisk can at least get a trade back, needs to focus on Jame, who turns up with a Tech 9, and just like that, the Outsiders has stunned us as much as Vitality did. And all important
Range angles.
Julie's ripped them apart. The M4s backed up by the SMGs coming out immediately for Vitality. Want to waste no time in dealing out the damage to the Outsiders who are on full eco, and the money can start flowing for the CTs right here, especially as they run into the stack of the crossfire of the SMGs. 4 on the trot for Apex and misutaaa, 3 in a row for misutaaa in particular. And Apex closing down the last will make it all 5 alive and all frags found. Retake here as Flit will get Apex after the bomb goes down. It's misutaaa in the 1v3 clutch. Watching that Coffin's entrance, watching construction for Flit to make his moves in. Kicker making his own moves out. He checks out that main entrance. It's all a case of timing. If misutaaa looks the wrong way at the wrong moment, then it's lights out for him. Incendiary to the new box. Instead, over at second, he gets his peek in and gets the kill on Flit. But Jame with the AWP, so ready for the reface and ready for the 7th round for the Outsiders.
I really like the way that Buster played that.
Time, but there's 2 CTs on the way, and surely they just charge round the corner, tap his head off his shoulders, and bring in another round for Vitality.
Oh, they needed someone to step up. big time in that round, because for Vitality, the boosted up player is actually watching the wrap. The long extension in from City Spawn that isn't coming through. Instead, it's a full-on attack and an offensive out from that banana line. misutaaa gets dealt with. Apex ends up with 3, and the rotations from the A players are so quickly that the bomb can't even get planted.
Penalty go now.
What a brilliant smoke in from Buster just to stall that play, because like you mentioned, they lose the CT player of Apex, 30 seconds on the clock. You've got to start counteracting in mid.
Qikert sees misutaaa, but misutaaa wins that fight. Smoke CT, and they're going to try and commit towards this. The AWP, blind as a bat, getting a couple of close shots, but they do not commit. Buster now in the corner, spots misutaaa, but misutaaa domes in a double, and it's Jame now switching to the AK, charging ahead of the smoke with no kit and no util. He's seen one on the floor, but he's got to commit to this retake now. Magisk up in the window, and he's waiting for this player to peek him.
Oh, timing's going to be everything, and Vitality just know we don't need to overface. We just need to peek together, and James trying to get out the aggressive duel, but it's not coming at all. Majest finally aggressing through the window, 16-7. That felt like a breeze for Vitality in map 1, Jay.
That it did. It started off so positive as well for the outsiders. Felt like the case here. He's looking onto the window after flick down towards the mid to B angle as the T's rotate their way back into the A side. The own AWP of the T side is Jame. Held at Goose for the first shot that he once again misses. Smokes back, flashes over, mollies back towards Goose. Jame has found a corner though. He can hold his position. Flip needs to strike as Qikert does so. And misutaaa can double up instead. Top of the boxes, double up. ZywOo with a kill back. Qikert can get a trade, but dupreeh fast to respond. The bomb goes down. Buster in a 1-on-3 scenario. He does at least find a trade for surely this, but had to do so with a height that great. Check the corner, hard force it against the AK and wins that fight. All important start. Meanwhile, James spots 2 players on short. Flanks him from long, will be denied as he connects on ZywOo. Finally, he's got his mojo together. As misutaaa trying to strike back in from mid. The bomb on his back here. Apex actually gets into CT in the midst of the chaos in that short control. Gets YEKINDAR. Flip's going to challenge it, and Apex wins the fight. It's Buster alone on B now. Smoked out to stall it. Needs his teammates to find a trade on Apex and get back to this position. Try and hold down some sort of advantage, and indeed they get that trade. Where do Vitality go now?
What a brilliant smoke in from Buster just to stall that play, because like you mentioned, they lose the CT player of Apex, 30 seconds on the clock. You've got to start counteracting in mid.
Qikert sees misutaaa, but misutaaa wins that fight. Smoke CT, and they're going to try and commit towards this. The AWP, blind as a bat, getting a couple of close shots, but they do not commit. Buster now in the corner, spots misutaaa.
It meant that Buster could reface towards that top of banana position and then just realize it's clear. That's the information and the communication being relayed over, that they're going to start leaning over to the A side, and look at the way that James able to deal with that accordingly.
Third tactical used here by the Vitality side. Okay. 3 out of 4 used in 1 half. They really put in a lot of stock in this T side, expecting it teammate as well. Did he get spotted is the big question. The flashbang will make that a non-issue. He thinks he's fallen back to the balcony. Nades on Flit to 24 HP, and the AWP strikes back on 1, drops into the second Flit, bails him out. The quick scope shots, and the AK doubles up, but a 2 versus 2 situation favors Vitality on the HP alone.
I have no idea how Flit was able to get 2 kills in pit. He got triple naded down to such low HP, and now YEKINDAR's coming in quickly. He's hearing these footsteps from Apex jumping down.
Magisk also taking some damage there on the site itself. YEKINDAR's position will start to aggress as well to try and catch information as ZywOo starts to act here in Longhouse. Meanwhile, Apex making moves up towards the short control, but the owners are still on ZywOo to get all the frags, and they've systematically picked apart the outsiders once again. It's Buster in a 1v3 once again, with 23 HP this time as well to do it in. Smoked off cross, bomb should cross with it. Oh, what can you do?
This has just been such a sick performance in from ZywOo here on Dust 2. And
Jame connects the shot, and dupreeh is left alone, planted away from him as well behind the box. Is not here for long. And as soon as the CTs realize where he is, they should be able to secure the defuse from that. 1 player crossing, shot missed out. The defuse will get stuck from here. No wallbang potential. Does land on Buster at least. He's attempting to find something through the wall, but just not on the right position, not at the right timing here. And it will be around for the outsiders camp. Vitality not allowed to win this just yet. A lifeline. They can charge forward and see what's really going on. They won't break up this four-man stack. He will end up falling for it, but now Jame and YEKINDAR and Qikert have got a clean house against him. Jame will be responded to by ZywOo. 3v3 scenario. Bomb has been dropped on the short position, and YEKINDAR is rotating to angle. Magisk still with a backstab potential, still sat there in the banana position. He's got to try join his teammates because that bomb is lost to the Vitality side.
Yeah, get a big wrap right back in towards City Spawn could be an option. ZywOo just trying to get that bomb back, get into the bomb site, get that down, and then put the pressure on from the post plant.
Well, Magisk will get caught off towards mid. The concessions made towards long will allow the bomb to get planted. Apex watching for both those short players. Should have seen info onto at least one, maybe two of them. ZywOo now going to peek alongside and try to catch off YEKINDAR, spot the player, but still unable to get the kill. Now turns attention towards long, but just not at the right time as Buster catches his head. It's Apex alone in the 1v3 clutch. Two heads to find out here towards the shore. He gets one, but not quite the second. And Outsiders secure the opening pistol.
And Vitality just running into the stack in that sort of play. They get too smooth.
Down the pick in a banana. A face could come through, but it is baited. The shot not quite accurate. Buster needs to trade, and that's exactly what he does.
Apex looking for that response, dealing with the first, just continuing to fight over towards this banana position. Doesn't have any teammates, and eventually he's going to fall. Now the long contact and Flit's seeing it.
Alongside Qikert, they got to hold down the site itself. Flit comes up dead, and dupreeh overwhelms Qikert the same. So, a 3v2. Smoke's going down. YEKINDAR and Jame up to clutch it to close out the half.
Very difficult retake. You've got...
Gets one. SMG of Apex lines up two and gets them both. Flit needs to trade it, but it's a triple from the FP9. The P2K's pulled out as well. Jame needs to tap him back. AWP finally lands his kill and should secure the plant in time, but there's two CTs on the way, and surely they just charge round the corner, tap his head off his shoulders, and bring in another round for Vitality.
Oh, they needed someone to step up big time in that round, because for Vitality, the boosted up player is actually watching the wrap.
It still gets the kill, burns to 21 HP, escapes with his life. Qikert's also got to do the exact same, but he stands and fights, and that leads to a 4v4.
And while this is all in play, the distraction over towards brackets is allowing Magisk to create some space to get an idea of pressure being applied down towards that top of banana. YEKINDAR overextending goes straight into the hands of misutaaa, and now the wrap into CT and pressure onto B can be applied.
Two players to hold it. Scout to Jame. A couple of shots against misutaaa, but not quite landing them. A third one taken, but ultimately leading to his death. Buster with his eagle. Can't hold on forever. Vitality will overwhelm the Outsiders for their second round.
dupreeh just lurking in the apartments. We saw last round he was in the same position, wasn't able to find impact when it comes to dealing with the saving players. This time around, though, it's a very different outcome. 2 on the board, only 1 kill gets found there by Outside.
It's one unravel here for the Outsiders as ZywOo watches and Buster gets picked up. Somehow they brought this back to a 2 versus 2.
Apex even going to clear out the City Spawn area. YEKINDAR's the last one left, out to get right with that CZ, losing all of his teammates. And Vitality just trying to toy with him, tap that bomb, draw the fight, force that CZ out to the open, and they make it happen. What a round in from the 2 of ZywOo and Apex to keep drawing the mistakes. Outsiders had so much to work with. That is a 5-on-2 advantage on the A side.
It was with rifles v pistols, but the force by so much. dupreeh trying to bail him out, but ZywOo can only last so long. 18 seconds, they've got to get the bomb down to the site, and dupreeh is repositioned all the way back in the box corner. Buster checks it, still falls, as does YEKINDAR, and it will be a triple for dupreeh as well. A quadra in the round, and a 12th round of that for Vitality, building up their lead at last.
Oh, mate, that is what we've come for. What a round out from dupreeh. The way that he's able to sneakily maneuver through that moto smoke into the bomb site, low on HP.
Vitality on to reclaim the lead, and then that will take Qikert down immediately. Picking things off on the right foot for the Vitality camp. Damage being done to YEKINDAR as well.
Yeah, fancy bringing back the phrasing of Sia, because that one there, not going to do much against that Aya. Nades sailing into your position towards logs. And for Outsiders, not gaining any of the banana control, now puts emphasis on making a play over to brackets.
Swinging for Magisk, catching Buster.
Now puts emphasis on making a play over to brackets.
Swinging for Magisk, catching Buster immediately, seeing Flit as well. 2 left standing now for Outsiders. Really be much left in it for them. Jame especially picked up YEKINDAR on 3 points of HP. Caught the headshot, double up for dupreeh. That's 4 in a row, 10 to the board. Vitality CT side has gone well, the Outsiders.
Attention away from that pit position to set his teammate up. Flash over the top is perfect, and Outsiders are gaining man advantages out here at long. They do lose Qikert in the meanwhile.
Yeah, 2-for-1 trades at the Eagle of Buster striking out towards that B tunnel position. Will start to aggress as well to try and catch information as ZywOo starts to act here in Longhouse. Meanwhile, Apex making moves up towards the short control, but the onus is still on ZywOo to get all the frags. And they've systematically picked apart the Outsiders once again. It's Buster in a 1v3 once again. With 23
to put themselves in a retake scenario, Jay, and now Vitality are going in for the long contact.
It's all going to come down to the straight Angels here for the Outsiders. Smoke's coming in. James going to get boosted up once again, or at least attempt to do so. Look to the site. Qikert expecting a counteraction boost. Flashes in, or duck down. Apex will get caught. The shot misses. James going to fall away. Buster can find the trade back. 7 seconds. Bomb's got to get denied. misutaaa will fall for it, but Magisk locks in the site. James connects the shot, and dupreeh is left alone. Planted away from him as well behind the box. Is not here for long. Only 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, wondering if this is the massive misread from Outsiders, just stacking up 3 over towards B. James going to start bringing that AWP back over. He might be able to deal with the long players.
Gonna go for the wrap. James in the gun barrel and lands on misutaaa. Falls out of position, trying to hold a bit more of an advanced position and just falling back away from Speedway. That bomb going to commit towards that B site though, and ZywOo pulls distraction. Meanwhile, Buster sat back in new box. He's just going to play sneaky beaky as the AWP rotates position, drawing their attention away from the backside as the flick misses out, but the kill comes in. The bomb's not denied. Magisk will still go down, and now it's Apex up against them all, and ZywOo continues to flank, and these two players have brought it back again. ZywOo with a double, YEKINDAR with a trade, and knows exactly where the last man is. A 1v1. Just hold down the defuse as ZywOo can't get there in time. That nade is useless. It doesn't even land right, and the Outsiders just barely sneak in the fourth.
A very good effort.
Forced away.
Now, Outsiders know the AWP's over to this A site. Magisk just jiggle peeking. They may have seen him into the pit.
Flashbang in from that man. We'll try peek ahead of it. Molotov will try driving back. ZywOo also caught up in a flashbang, but no one deals with him. Flit trades back. Magisk, the rifler in a pit, dealt with. James, the AWP does find a pit back. The pistol of ZywOo gets it to a 1v2. It's all on Flit out of the apartments. Backup is on the way, but backup is not required. ZywOo with a double. Vitality continue to fend off the outside yet.
Now they've got a smoke that they can put down. Flash over the top. Jane misses that first connection, looks to reface, and gets peeked on from misutaaa.
You need to hit that second shot at least, and James can do so. One man down on the A-side defense. Smokes in at Moto, keeping Qikert protected for now. He sprays through against the boost-up players, though. Should see them coming in. The nade's back. Might do some significant damage. In fact, it gets misutaaa. 4 versus 4. Magisk also going to get caught off by Buster. dupreeh seeing the edge of the smoke. Qikert running out of ammo, though. Maintains the 4v3 scenario for the Outsiders. That backup is not rotated, but I don't think it's needed with Qikert and Buster finding their double apiece. And Apex alone in the 1 versus 4. Just find that one trade. No more, though.
Yeah, while they isolate the individual of the AWP and Jane.
Boxes, they can see them. Apex on site to tap that bomb if possible. They hear the footsteps about the corner. Shot does not connect as the smoke goes up in time, but James gets his double up. His quadra in this round. The miracle worker needs the ultimate, and miracles now. ZywOo's on the bomb. ZywOo's on the bomb, and James can't get there in time. What do you do when miracles are not enough? You lose out match point to Vitality now.
Oh my goodness, he was on for the ace at that point, Jay. 4 kills, what a...
But had to do so with a height that great. Check the corner, hard forced it against the AK and wins that fight. All important start. Meanwhile, James spots 2 players on short. Flanks him from long, will be denied as he connects on ZywOo. Finally, he's got his mojo together. As misutaaa trying to strike back in from mid. The bomb on his back here. Apex actually gets into CT in the midst of the chaos and that short control. Gets YEKINDAR. Flit's going to challenge it, and Apex wins the fight. It's Buster alone on B now. Smoke down to stall it. Needs his teammates to find a trade on Apex and get back to this position. Try and hold down some sort of advantage, and indeed they get that trade. Where do Vitality go now?
Man, what a brilliant smoke in from Buster just to stall that play, because like you mentioned, they lose the CT player of Apex. 30 seconds on the clock. You've got to start counteracting in mid.
Qikert sees misutaaa, but misutaaa wins that fight. Smoke CT, and they're going to try and commit towards this. The AWP, blind as a bat, getting a couple of close shots, but they do not commit. Buster now in the corner, spots misutaaa.
Top. Wonder how the teams play this. They try and gain the control out towards construction. Already, Buster's been able to spam one through the smoke and make it another onto ZywOo. The bomb's going to cross and Apex deals with him.
Massive impact for Buster, though, setting up the retake here as Flit will get Apex after the bomb goes down. It's misutaaa in the 1v3 clutch. Watching that Coffin's entrance, watching construction for Flip to make his moves in. Qikert making his own moves out. He checks out that main entrance. It's all a case of timing. If misutaaa looks